All right, welcome to episode 2 of macro top checking. The last video I did on this, episode 1, was a very short episode in which we just purely looked into the fear and greed index, right? But my plan from now on is on each of these episodes, we're going to do the full deep dive into literally all of the different indicators. And then what I'll do is I'll make clips out of those as well. So if you guys prefer to see individual kind of breakdowns, you can look at the clips. And if you want to see the full breakdown, you can just look at this long video. So enjoy, man. Let's get right into it. So basically, around February, March this year, when the market was starting to dump and I was feeling a little bit clueless with how to analyze it, really, and also with the regrets that I had from last year of just endlessly holding and never really scaling out and not even really knowing what to look for exactly. Well, with all those thoughts in mind, I was like, you know what? I want to write like a document that I can keep for reference to look at like regularly. And also, provide value to you guys. And so I ended up just through a lot of, trial and error and research and looking at different charts. I came to realize what's most important to track. Because it's not all charts. I mean, you'll see in this video, but there's more than just charts. You know, there's many metrics that need to be seen. Things to do with, for example, social sentiment. And there's just so many things. And I guess when it comes to trying to catch the tops and sell as close as possible to it, you obviously want confidence. You want many things that tell you the same kind of thing. That point towards the fact that the market's extremely overvalued. And so I've come to find many different things. So let's just go right into it. You know what? I'll give you a brief overview first. So first of all, it's tracking USDT dominance. Okay, USDT dominance. This obviously just basically tells you how much dominance USDT as a stable coin as a whole has in the entire market. So right now, for example, it represents 4.21% of the market. Like that's how much dominance it has. I think I'm understanding, right? But very simply put, like when it drops, that means the dominance is going down, which means money is flowing out of USDT, which means that's good. That's good for risk on assets, because if money is flowing out of USDT, it basically always just means that money is flowing into assets instead of just sitting in stablecoins. And so when it starts going up, that's when it's bearish, because money is now flowing into stablecoins, which means people are selling, people are de-risking. And so when it comes to actually trying to find the tops, when it comes to USDT, you want to, in my opinion, from what I've seen, you want to sell while there's downtrends, right? You want to de-risk as there's downtrends. But more specifically, look for support areas where price is likely to react off. Because I'll give you an example. I remember around the start of the year when the market started dumping, USDT dominance went from here, this wick, to here. When it dropped, as I said, USDT dominance dropping is good for risk on coins. So when it dropped, altcoins were doing a lot. Like they were kind of mooning. They weren't mooning. It was just, it was just this. But it was, they were doing pretty well. And I remember seeing USDT dominance here, and I was like, wait a second, this should now be a support level, because before it was resistance and just broken out, and then it was just retesting it. So lots of people were bullish here, 2nd, 3rd of March. Lots of people were bullish. But I was like, oh, fuck, like, I'm not sure. And so I made the classic mistake of thinking something was going to happen and not doing anything about it. I had a feeling that the market was just going to keep dumping when I saw this, right? But I didn't do anything about it. I just kept holding all my coins, and lo and behold, the market kept crashing, it was going down, crashing, started pumping again, and then that final crash, which would have been 7th of April, which was when the whole, tariff FUD was happening. And then I think here, 22nd of June, I think that's when the war FUD was on. Like the war FUD recently, where everyone thought World War III was going to fucking happen. But yeah, so that's USDT dominance. We'll get into that later. Then we have tracking others with the total 3 charts. Let me show you here. So this chart, which I actually did myself. I wrote here others / total 3, and I just kind of coded this. So it basically represents, it's literally, you're graphing others, right, which is everything other than top 10, with everything in the top 3. And so obviously, if this is going up, what that means is that the coins outside of the top 10 are outperforming the others. You know what I mean? Like it's outperforming the ones that are in the everything other than top 3. Because there's a big difference between coins that are out of the top 10 versus the coins that are everything other than the top 3. Big difference. But yeah, when this goes up, that's good for risk assets. When it's going down, I'm not saying it's bad, but what it means is that the total 3 chart is outperforming. And so for us, the ones that are mainly holding a bunch of altcoins, maybe even very low market cap coins, we want others, okay, we want this chart to be doing well. We want this to moon. Everyone's looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, bro, like we need this to moon. Because reality is, in theory, like ETH could go to insanely high numbers, but if that money's not rotating over, it actually doesn't really mean much for alts. Like everything comes, it's a money game, end of the day. It's all about liquidity. And so we do need that money to flow through, which is why, yeah, like these charts, like for example, like the others chart, it's honestly way more important. So yeah, so this one tracks it. And long story short, what I came to realize is that you can compare ETH with this chart. You can compare it because you can find divergences. So for example, I found here, for example, that let's see here. So ETH was at a same resistance level on the 11th of March and 27th of May. Okay, same level, but others in total 3 was way lower, like way lower, which means it was losing strength, you know, and not to mention USDT dominance, bro, way higher, and so that's a bearish divergence, and that's what I noticed. Like if ETH is at the exact same level, which is a resistance by the way, while USDT dominance is much higher, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. For continuation, you'd like to see, for example, USDT at a support level, because then if it breaks down, then it can have continuation. But if it's here, I mean, that's a sign of strength on USDT's part. And so that's how you can kind of foreshadow the future market movement. And all of this I figured out on my own. So I'm actually kind of proud of this. I actually forgotten about this because reality is, guys, one reason I'm also doing these videos, I'll be honest, is for even more accountability. Like I'm going to put this on my calendar to do these sort of videos like probably twice a week. That's going to keep me on top of the market, and you guys will be on top of the market as well. So yeah, pretty cool. Hey, like ETH same level, but others in total 3 was way lower. Same with USDT. So what this divergence showed was that liquidity was not flowing and rotating to altcoins, which makes so much sense because if Ethereum's at the same price, but others in total 3 is way lower, what does that mean? Money's not flowing into it, bro. Crazy, isn't it? Money's not flowing, which is bearish. So what else we have here? We have more examples. I may as well show. So what do we have here? So when ETH was consolidating at a neutral mid-range level, okay, so it's consolidating here, right? 17th of June, ETH is just kind of chilling in mid-range. Meanwhile, others in total 3 had just broken down from a huge key support. Like this is a huge key support. And so while Ethereum looked calm, like it looked calm at this point still, you know, it was at a support level, one could argue, it was still in the mid-range. Meanwhile, others in total 3 was crashing like below a huge key level. And so that divergence showed that de-risking phase was underway because small caps are the first to be sold off and then ETH follows, right? Like when it comes to when the market's actually doing really shit, the most risky assets, they're the ones that crash first. And so this is something else that when I was doing my research many months ago, you know, February, March, it took me, that's the thing, guys, like it took me months to draft this document, and I'm just going through it with you guys, so a lot of value here. But yeah, that's another thing I realized. It's like, wow, like others in total 3 is really important to track. Because yeah, it represents small caps, it represents, you know, just risk assets. And if that's crashing while ETH is still chilling, that's a really bad look for alt. It's foreshadowing what's about to come. And then yeah, you know, so it's interesting, isn't it? Because others total 3 crashed first. But then look, with ETH, it took a little while for it to crash first. It took a little while, right? So yeah, crazy, isn't it? What's another one? Okay, one more. Really interesting. So others in total 3, okay, it went to retest a huge horizontal like support resistance area that had been flipped, right? Because it had broken down and then went to retest it. Meanwhile, with ETH, it was doing a triple top. You know, so what did I actually write here? So when others total 3 went to retest the horizontal line, it marked the top, and that's because liquidity was not entering small caps anymore. Yeah, so basically the red flag here in hindsight, and if we're learning from this, is basically if others total 3 look shit, when Ethereum looks alright, or great even, like That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. And yeah, as I said here in this note, like these purple lines are at the same dates. But yeah, this was a triple top here, huge resistance level. Meanwhile, others in total 3 had literally already broken down, mind you. And then a retesting here. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, you don't always got to catch the exact top. I mean, even people should have no excuse for, like, they should have been able to sell here comfortably, you know? Alts were still decent around here, you know, December, January, early Feb. Alts were still at decent levels before they started dying, so, yeah. All right, that's the thing. I feel like this video, I might actually make it about what the actual indicators are, and then the next video I do will be actually going through those indicators. That's what we'll do. So this video is just to go through the document. The next video I'll do will be to actually go through them live, like in terms of like now and see what's happening. But yeah, let's move on. So others in total 3. This is pretty cool because you can compare it with Bitcoin dominance and USDT dominance as well. So what do we have here? This is from months ago. So okay. All right. So others in total 3 was in a downtrend from here to here, right? It was down, you know. And what do we notice? We noticed that while that was in a downtrend, USDT dominance was on an uptrend. And so, if anything, that's not even a divergence. Isn't that convergence? That's convergence. Wait, sorry, give me a second here. Yeah, I'm a little confused here. I wrote this months ago, but 13th March. Okay, the reason I'm confused is because I didn't put the screenshots here, but what I'm saying here is this. Okay, that's fair enough. All right, so listen up. Others itself, like the actual others chart, okay? In fact, we'll look at it now. Screw it. So 13th of March, 31st of March. 13th of March, 13th of March. Is this last year though? Is this 2024? Yeah, this might be 2024. All right. All right, 13th of March. Okay, 13th of March is right here. And then 31st of March. So 13 to 31st. Okay, so what I'm saying here is that when the others chart was making equal highs, or even a little bit of a higher high, right? 13th to the 31st, equal highs, okay, right? Basically. Meanwhile, others in total 3, like others total 3, was down a lot. Like equal highs, okay? And then very extreme lower highs. And other than that, which is additional sell confluence, is that while this was at a resistance, okay, USDT dominance was going upwards, and so was Bitcoin dominance. And so that's hinting, the market's literally hinting at you that, yeah, cool, although alt are at the same prices, guess what? There's actually more money that's in stable coins right now. And so that's probably a sign that smart money, like they already have more money in stable coins, man, you know? And Bitcoin dominance is also going up, right? Which means a lot of that capital is just going out of alts back into Bitcoin and back into other things like stable coins, as I showed you. So there you go. Basically, divergences are crucial to note between others in total 3 with USDT dominance and Bitcoin dominance, okay? And even with others in total 3, because as I said here, if others in total 3 is falling, that means capital is it's flowing out of small caps first and large caps are still dominating. This is an early warning sign that risk appetite for alts is collapsing and alt season may be over soon if it isn't already. So that's all jumble for saying that if alts are at the same level, wait, let's go back to where before. Okay. If alts are at the exact same level, right? So at the same level, but other than total 3 is down. What that means is that small caps are down, right? Because as I said, others is everything out of top 10. Total 3 is everything out of top 3. So others basically represent small caps. This represents more big caps, okay? So as I said, if this is going down, even though alts are at the same level, what that means is money is flowing out of small caps first, okay? Small caps first, and large caps are still dominating. And so what that means, right, especially for like a very, very high price, right, if everything's been mooning, it's an early warning sign that risk appetite's collapsing, okay? Risk appetite's collapsing because now more money's in big caps rather than small caps, you know? That's an early warning sign. Because now people are like, okay, you know what, we made our money, we made our dough, let's get out of risk assets now. You know, because you have to keep in mind, smart money, you know, they're not going to tell you on the news, oh, all the smart money is selling. No, bro, like you just got to see it through the charts, you know, through these sort of divergences and connect the dots, you know. So that one's fascinating. All right, VIX. VIX is one I haven't looked at in a while. So this is the volatility index. I am curious where it is now. Because I did some, you know, kind of like some back testing, and I came to realize that 11.82, 12.10, they're key levels. And so what I realized with the VIX, which is interesting, is that it's not like once it touches a key level, that's the market top, and then boom, it just, you know, just goes in uptrend again. No, not at all. What can happen, and it did happen before, is that price stays around this area. So it's perfectly fine if price, when it does get here, it just does this. In fact, we want the volatility index to be in these low prices as long as possible. Okay, so as I said here, altcoins thrive when VIX is falling, and especially in a low range. Okay, and that's because it signals a stable macro environment and strong risk appetite. I forgot how they calculate the VIX exactly, but it speaks for itself. Like it's a volatility index. They're basically measuring volatility. I don't know what exact kind of volatility though, but what I do know, as I said here, is that yes, it does signal a stable macro environment if it's falling, like if it's crashing, and also if it's just sideways at a horizontal, you know, at a key level. So for example, like this was all just sell opportunity, like de-risk opportunity, around here as well. That's the thing, it's not as clear cut as like, okay, increasing VIX bearish and then decreasing VIX is bullish. It doesn't work exactly like that. It's more so just about the range that it's at. If it's at a cheap range, that's good. So yeah, from here to here, for example, December to March 24 last year, that was parabolic. My portfolio did like a 20x. But if you see here, it was actually in a bit of an uptrend, the VIX. But it was still at very cheap levels, like not cheap, but still very, you know, low prices. Yeah. So as I said here, when VIX is rising in a higher range, the signals increased market fear and uncertainty as investors shift to safer assets. When the VIX is rising and breaks above key defensive levels, resistance levels, one thing I've written here is to like turn defensive and de-risk. But for me, the main place that I'm intended to de-risking is just simply when it hits these key levels, and when it stays at those key levels during time, over time, I'll just de-risk slowly. That's the thing. People think they need to just wait for one thing to get out and get out completely. But no, you can DCA it out. Just like you should DCA in, you can DCA out. So, all right, next. Track ETH BTC. Yep. ETH BTC. Yeah, well, it's doing pretty good. Okay, so what do we have here? What? So, if ETH BTC stalls at a resistance or forms lower highs, reduce risk because alts may lag or top. Correct. So that's in essence, it's just saying like if ETH BTC looks bullish, that's great for your alt. If it looks bearish, that's not good, my friend. So right now it looks insanely bullish. Like dude, like it's full bottoms. Let me draw like a bit of a curve because this is a very clear curve if you ask me. Okay, very clear. Well, it's interesting because based off this curve itself, okay, we actually haven't broken out yet. It's kind of crazy. I mean, you know, we're about to, it seems. Yeah, but you can see the curve. Ready? So now it looks like the breakout. I have so many goddamn lines here, bro. My bad. Alright, okay. So many lines. Yeah, I guess I'll keep him, I guess. But yeah, so there you go. So okay. When ETH BTC is falling while BTC dominance, others, and total 3 are also falling, money is not flowing into alts. Okay, let's downpack this. Okay. So what I'm saying is, if ETH BTC is falling, okay, like it has been this whole time up until recently, if it's been falling while others chart is also falling, falling, and same with total 3 BTC. Total 3 over BTC. I haven't looked at that in a while. Let's look at that. Oh, look at that reaction at that monthly level. That's beautiful. That's perfect. Yeah, wow. Nice. So if they're all falling simultaneously, that means money's not flowing into alts. Yeah. So you got to keep that in mind. So yeah, total 3 BTC. That looks. I mean, yeah. Wow. That's gonna be parabolic once it starts going up as well. It's crazy, man. Okay. Yeah, wow. That's gonna be a nice uptrend when it breaks out. Okay. Next, others BTC, total 3 BTC. Okay, so let's see this. So this obviously, represents, is others outperforming or is BTC outperforming? So obviously Bitcoin's been dominating, it's been outperforming for sure. If we want alt season, we basically need charts like these to go up. Right? Because this means, for example, small caps are doing better than BTC. So even like when the March crash happened, right? Like, let's go to March 2020. Oh shit, it's March 2020. Yeah, so like even if you see here, like March 2020, since then, apart from this little point here, it was always outperforming Bitcoin, outperforming Bitcoin. Now I've been in downtrends, and now if we, I mean, yeah, it could be alt's time to shine for sure, like they've had very, very, very clean consolidation periods, this chart, and so when it breaks out, like, that's going to be insane for alts. It's going to be insane. It's going to be great. I mean, even if you just look at this, like it does look bullish, Yeah, wow. Okay. All right. Others dominance. Yeah, that's a cool chart as well. Others dominance. That's a good thing to keep in mind, to track. So what I've written here. If others dominance is flat while BTC dominance is rising, alts are stalling. Okay. So let's say right now. So for example, right now it's been in a downtrend. Okay. Let's look at BTC dominance. So downtrends, whereas Bitcoin dominance has been an uptrend. Yeah. But now it's, I was talking about this in a recent video, and we got a really, really, really clear breakdown here now. We anticipated it recently. A few weeks ago, we were discussing it around here. Yeah, that is a very aggressive breakdown, and that's just the start. I do think that's just the start, because that's the thing. Like, this is parabolic. Like, this has been a parabolic uptrend with Bitcoin dominance. So this should start a cascade of just. So yeah, I think it is about to get crazy. All right, this is where it gets exciting. Coinbase app downloads. I am really curious on this. I haven't looked at this in ages, man. I haven't looked at a lot of these things in ages. So, all right, let's see. Coinbase app. All apps, it's 89. That's calm, bro. That's so calm. Finance apps, it's number 11. Wait, which one means what we actually are? Wait, what do these two mean? Does this mean we're 76 or does it mean we're 89? Shit. Okay, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Maybe it's obvious to you guys, not to me right now, son. Not to me. Okay. What's the difference between 89 and 76? Why does it say dropped from 76 to 89? Doesn't make sense, dude. Right? Bro, I'm actually so confused. Okay, apologies, guys. Just wait. Explain like I'm 5, because that's how I feel right now looking at this. What? This morning at 8 a.m., it was 76th place. Okay. But by tonight, it got slower, moved to 89th. What? So, like, what? Went from 6th to 11th. Okay, so this is based on 8 p.m. results. This is what it was in the morning. That's what it is now. Jesus. Okay, well, like, why do they have the order so weird? Like, this is what it is now. That's what it was in the morning. Okay, fair enough. So it went from 6th to 11th. Like, it was 6 in the morning, now to 11th. So it's dropped. Okay, well, what I've written here. Coinbase app enters top 10 in finance risky, start scaling out. Okay, well, what's 11? Coinbase app reaches number 1 in finance category so heavily. Someone finance, well, nope, it's 11. Coinbase app enters top 10 50 overall in the app store, starts scaling out. Top 50, well, no, it's 89. Coinbase app reaching number 1 in Apple store so heavily. Okay, well, that's a way bigger deal for me. So like I'd put that in bold, because that's way more of a big deal than this, you know. But that said, so these notes, a lot of it are like I journaled with ChatGPT. So let me try to find de-risking. Wait, I should have like a de-risking page of sorts. Let's do this. Coinbase app downloads. Come on. Coinbase app downloads. I basically want to like ask it a question real quick. Okay, de-risking strategy. Okay. How long I'm gonna ask it like how long does it usually stay in those rankings for? Like how long does the price stay high while it's at those rankings? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like it hits number 1 in the app store and that's the absolute top. Like maybe it takes a few days, few weeks, couple months. How long does wow these rankings occur? Because it's not like I should sell straight away, right? It can stay there for a while or what? All right, let's see. It's a lagging signal. Yeah, for sure. It definitely is a lagging signal. Okay, so top 10 in finance. So number 1 means full retail mania. Oh, really? Like, I mean, it was 6 before. And I don't really see much retail mania yet. Oh, okay. Number 1 in Apple Store. Wow. ChatGPT reckons that's the absolute top. ChatGPT reckons this is the absolute top. That's crazy. If it's number 1 in the App Store. That's crazy. What about 50? Okay. Well, you know what's good? We can see this here, but now we can get techie with it. Oh no, that's next. Wait, just let me cook, bro. You'll see. Sign up. I already have an account. I'll log in later. Okay. All right. Cool. So that's all well and good. You know, we're still chilling. All right. Fear and greed. Yeah, I did cover this in episode 1, so I'm not gonna explain it, but I do want to look at it real quick. I'm not gonna explain it though. You can learn about it on the first episode. Obviously, it's very simple. When I mean learn, is like talking about how there can actually be divergences. Believe it or not, I figured out that there can actually be divergences with price with sentiment in terms of fear and greed. So definitely watch episode 1 to learn about that, because that was an awesome discovery. But let's see the actual, let's see this though. I want to see how we're looking right now. Wait, so we've gone from fear to very high greed in a matter of a month. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Bitcoin price was 100K. Bro, Bitcoin price was 100K when fear and greed was 37. Just gives you perspective, man. I mean, yeah, even this, bro, I'll show you this. Like, in terms of talking about divergences real quick, I'll show you a perfect example. Like, from here... Wait, is that even a good example? Wait, no. Wait. What's a good example? Of like a recent, like, has there been a recent divergence? Let's look here. No, I don't really see any divergences here. But yeah, look at episode 1 and I'll show you a few examples. Because it can and will happen. It's bound to. It's bound to. Yeah, nice. Well, yeah, I do find it interesting that, you know, we're kind of gotten kind of close to extreme greed. What I wrote here in my notes, though, is that in terms of extreme greed, like 2023, 2024, I had only 3 periods, dude. Only 3 periods of extreme greed. For 5 days, 33 days. Oh. Okay. That's not bad. Well, yeah, 2021, 10 days, 11 days, 11 days. Yeah, okay. Interesting, yeah. All right. Google Trends. This one's exciting as well. Google Trends. Let's go to Google Trends. Do I have this here? Google Trends? Yeah, right here. All right. Let's see these words, bro. Buy Bitcoin. Let's see what this one's at. Let's look at the notes first. Be careful once keywords are getting 40 plus scores. Everything is going to seem amazing, so you need a clear head to look through the mess for notable signs of a top. Compare these euphoric Google Trends with all other indicators and look for divergences and signs of weakness, etc. Okay. If multiple keywords on Google Trends are spiking across different sections, retail is flooding in. If this is happening alongside high fear and greed, Coinbase app ranking in top 10 finance, and USDT approaching supports, that's a major exit signal. Fair enough. So yeah, it's all about confidence, really. There's no secret to it. It's just all about confidence. So let's just look at so I wrote here after 40, like once we're getting 40 plus scores. All right. Well, let's see. I want to look at worldwide. And I want to see... I didn't write here what I should look at past day. I'm gonna have to ask chat again. I didn't specify here. I'm gonna ask chat real quick. Should I press like past day? You know, there you go. Which time frame is best for my notes / for macro top checking? There you go. Let's see if we should look at like if it's past day. Okay. Maybe I thought I wrote notes here. Wait a sec. Past 30 days short-term firmer spikes, 90 days trend confirmation, 12 months. Use past 90 days. Cross-check past 12 months. Okay. So fair enough. So you can compare it with like the past year or even the past 5 years. So you can see every time alt went crazy, you can have like context of November was at 100, December was 87. January 25, again 65. Well, I kind of wrote it here. Yeah, regarding time frame. Okay, so if the 7-day and 30-day is spiking sharply, that means retail FOMO is happening right now. If the 12-month matches the 2021-2017 highs, then it's probably a macro top, right? If 7-day, 30-day spike and price all-time high, that's very, 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 very like FOMO-y. So yeah, should take profits. Google trend diverging or price still rising. It's a really interesting point. It's a really interesting point. If price is rising, but sentiment is decreasing, I mean, it's interesting because one could say it's just a start, whereas this is from ChatGPT, was saying to sell into strength, it's distribution. If price is going up, but sentiment is weakening, yeah, one can assume that retail's getting out. Yeah. I don't know. That one's a bit interesting. I think rather than looking at divergences, it's more so just about the trends. Like, where is it at now? You know? So Bitcoin, obviously, it's going to be euphoric because it's Bitcoin. But, like, we care more about alts and ETH and all this stuff. So let's do, for example, buy crypto. Let's see buy crypto. How's it doing? How's 30 days? Okay, well, it's at 100. Jeez. Okay, so how does that even happen? Like on the 7-day, it's at 34, and then on the month, it's at 100. Oh no, past 90 days, it's at 100? Yeah, okay. So past 90 and past 30 days, it's at 100. But for the past week, nowhere near. It's at okay, 35. Nigeria. What? So like chat reckons past, so 90 days is more important. Okay. Okay, let's add this to my notes then. Let's do that. What you want to for love. Okay, so 90 days. Use past 90 days as your default view. Okay, 90 days. All right. So buy crypto past 90 days. Let's look at that. Damn, it's mooning. Okay. Zoom into past 30 days for recent spikes. Okay, so let's look at that. Okay, so they're both mooning, but relative to like... Yeah, exactly. Okay. So compared to, for example, like when the whole Trump inauguration, all that stuff was happening, like the actual macro top, where it was 100, January 19th. So we're nowhere near that right now. We're at 43 right now. Anticipated to get to 67 soonish. Interesting. So it's nowhere near how it was at previous macro tops. You know, December 85. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, I want to compare it with like past 5 years. Let's see this. Wow. You know what's crazy? There was more retail involvement in 2021. There was more retail involvement in 2021 than there was in the inauguration in January, bro. It's pretty messed up. It's pretty messed up when you think about it. But yeah, I guess we can't compare with that then. Let's just compare it with the inauguration. Because that was pretty much the top. Yeah, fair enough. Game's game. Let's look at like more juicy ones like Like best crypto to buy. That's pretty like degenerate, that's pretty like that's classic retail, bro. Gotta love retail, right? Gotta love the exit liquidity. Past 12 months. Okay, ooh, well, shit, 58, 88, 100. Ooh, brother, ooh, okay. Past 90 days. Damn, that's mooning as well. Everything's, fuck, okay. A lot of people have been predicting that this cycle is actually going to be, in terms of alt, it's going to be just as crazy as 2021, or close to it. And I find it interesting because these Google Trend indicators, they're very, very, very high right now. But in terms of the actual charts that we've been tracking, they're not. They're not. Like others, for example, looks great. Others looks great. Good confluence here. And then boom, price discovery here. USDT dominance still looks like it has a lot of yeah, ignore these percentages here. Ignore that because I mean shit, I don't know. I had these written since like the start of the year. But this is mainly for altcoins, man. Like liquidity hasn't flowed, I guess. Like altcoins. Okay, let's be objective about this. Let's look at altcoins. Let's look at like. Well, yeah, like this is everything other than top 3. That's not even in price discovery yet. It hasn't even hit an all-time high. Like it barely did an all-time high here. That's crazy. Barely did. But yeah, if you look at others, which represents actual like small caps and mid caps and stuff, bro, it's crazy. Like even in December, we still didn't break all-time high. Like we still couldn't break 2021 levels, which is really insane when you think about it. Think about it. Here, we were still lower than 2021 in terms of like alts. So just showing you, man, it's been Bitcoin's time to shine. But maybe that especially with Bitcoin dominance really showing, like maybe now is when actually shit actually does go nuts. Yeah, shit, man. Okay. Best crypto to buy past 30 days. That's been mooning as well. Okay, let's compare it with the past year. Yeah, wow. Okay. What's something more degenerate? Next 100x crypto. Yes, please. Okay. This is like classic. Come on. I hope this is like low. I want this to be low. Wow. Oh, okay. Past 90 days. Okay, well, next 100x crypto is like the actual degenerates. There's none of that. It's none of that. How to invest in crypto. That's pretty retail heavy, that. How to invest in crypto. Let's look at the past 12 months. Damn, bro. Like, 97, 100. We're already at 60. We're getting there. Past 5 years. I just find it fascinating, man. Like, everyone talks about how crazy 2021 is. Like, this is just proof, man. Like the fact that it was higher back then than like the inauguration is just insane. It's insane to me. 97, 100, 60. All right, let's look at the past month. We're pretty high up there. Past 90 days. Wow, like, I mean, dude, we're high. We're high. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Let's look at Binance, I guess. Binance is pretty much the biggest, and Coinbase we already looked at. Binance is high as well. Oh, come on, man. Give me a break. Come on. Okay. So 100 back then, 98, 95, 86. Right now it's 60. All right, so we still have a lot of space, okay? We still have a lot of space. Let's look at meme coins. Meme coins. Let's look at that. Past 12 months, hit 100. Jeez. 100 back then. Now it's at 22. Okay. Past 3 months. We're getting up there. 100 in June 27. I mean, it's 85 right now. It's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. All right. Okay. I'm happy with that. And the reason I say I'm happy with that is because based on confluence with everything else we've been seeing, like, the market's not that overheated yet. So, yeah, no, we're chilling. All right. Bitcoin, it's still literally Bitcoin season, believe it or not. Despite all this, it's still Bitcoin season. So it just shows you, man. Damn, it only shows you the past 90 days. But yeah, anyways, so altcoin season index, where the hell is the line? Yeah, so we're literally only at 49 right now. It's crazy. That's crazy. It's really crazy. Pengu, SPX, ETH. Bitcoin. So yeah, the way this is tracked, it's basically saying, is there... Wait, how's this tracked again? Yeah, it's basically the performance of the top 100 relative to Bitcoin. Yeah, it's basically all it is. So as you can see here, like Bitcoin's right here. So I'm assuming this means Bitcoin's number 49 or 51 or some shit. Well, what's my notes here? If the altcoin season is 75, this means 75 for top 100 altcoins above Bitcoin. All right, well, there's your explanation. So if the altcoin season index is 75 or over, 75 plus are outperforming. So right now it's 49, which means 49 are outperforming. If it's 75 and starts stalling or pulling back, it could peak or close the end of alt season. Well, my friend, luckily we don't have that problem right now. It's 49. I don't see any stalling or pulling back at all. I don't see that. I just see a nice clean uptrend. What about here on the 7th day? Yeah, that's fine. Just an uptrend. Watch for other exit signals. Of course, we know this. If the altcoin season is 25.75. Okay, well, I don't know how I got to this conclusion in terms of 25 to 75. But apparently if it's between that, there's no clear leader. But I would argue once you're above 50, then it's clear. Like one side's winning. So I don't know why. Yeah. If the index is rising, will BTC consolidates rotation to alts maybe starting? Well, that's exactly what we're seeing right now. That is exactly what we're seeing right now, actually. Yeah. So Bitcoin has been consolidating, just chilling. If you look at this, let's go on the daily and I'll show you. So Bitcoin has indeed just been going sideways. Meanwhile, the index has been rising. If you look here, index has been rising, rising. So yeah, rotation to alts is starting 100%. Okay, sick. All right, let's move on. Price cycle top indicator. It's a huge sell signal when it crosses. Historically overvalued. Might not be the exact top, but it's a safe exit. Yeah, I have seen and heard very good things about this pie thing. Let's check it out. I'm curious. How do I zoom in? Okay, so what price should it hit at then? Is it just when it hits a green? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Every time it hits a green or something like that. Oh no, it's when it crosses. Yeah. When the 11 MDMA first crosses above the 350. 11 DMA. So what's the 11? So red. It's whenever red crosses. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Now I'm just trying to see like even 2024 it didn't cross, but it was. Okay, so whenever red. Okay. When the red crosses above the green. Well, it happened here. It did happen here indeed. But yeah, let's find it. It was around here or something. Oh, this zooming thing is not working, I swear. Like, I'm just trying to see. Oh, I can zoom in like this. Okay. Oh god, this is a mess. My apologies. Wait, I'm just trying to learn live how to use this right now. Oh my god. Red. There's the cross. There's the cross. Ready? It's like cross. Here, boom, cross, boom, top. In fact, right when it crossed around here, top, right there, boom, boom, baby, boom. Oh, that's 2017. Let's go to 2021. Who cares about that? Let's go to 2021. Okay, let's zoom into here, please. Let's zoom into here. Yep, so it crossed around here or something. Yeah, crossed around here. That was the top as well. Lol. That was the top. That was literally the top and it crossed. Can I zoom in even more? Yeah. It did cross. I'm going to give this a chat and I'm going to tell it that it's really hard to actually see the crossover. Like, well, I need some sort of like notification or something. There's a cross. So I'm just going to... Oops. It's been historically hard to visually see the cross. Can you just tell me when it happens? Or something? Nah, I just, like, can ChatGPT do notifications? Pretty sure it can do stuff like that. All right. Oh wow, it didn't happen in 2021, the pie thing. It's actually kind of crazy. Well, can they act as resistance levels? Like surely they can. Like the green was resistance here. Resistance here again in March. I mean, the thing is, the elites, the whales, right, the smart money, they all know that retail's looking at stuff like this. But the thing is, bro, even this website, it had so many retail like indicators. And I was doing backtesting on all of them, like myself, also through ChatGPT, and it was saying that only like 2 or 3 of them are useful. And they're the ones that I've written here. Yeah. Green. Well, assuming the green is a resistance level, then we could assume maybe... What's the price here? Oh wow, that'd be 176 grand. 170 grand for Bitcoin. That's actually kind of crazy. Oh wow. Okay, let's move on. That's fine. MRZ, so 5 or more is overvalued. All right. So keep in mind, all of these I did my own backtesting on, okay? And ChatGPT as well was vouching for the ones that are actually legit. So 5 or over is overvalued. All right, let's look at 2021. Yeah, let's look here. So MRZ score is green. 5 or above is overvalued. Well, in 2021, oh no, okay, yep. Overvalued. That was a resistance level in 2021. I would argue above 3 is overvalued. Wait, no, let me overlay this with Bitcoin price. Okay, yeah. I would say, dude, I would easily say 3, above 3 is overvalued. Because you can just visually see if you're overlaying Bitcoin price with MRZ score. Every time MRZ was like 3 or over, Bitcoin was like, yeah, I mean, just look at it. I'm looking at it right now. Every time the green was above 3, that's when Bitcoin was kind of topped. Like, let's look here. Even here, like, when did it get above 3? Yeah, like even here, bro. Like when it got above 3. Yep, right here was the exact top again. Then what? Then when did it get to 3 again? Like absolute light work. When it got to around 3, overvalued again. And now we still haven't gone into 3 again. Right now we're at, what are we at right now? Right now we're at 2.65. So yeah, I actually really like this one. This one's pretty good. Yeah. For sure. 3. Yeah, 3 is definitely a very good. I would say 3. I'm going to edit this to, actually, you know what? 3. Oh, shit. 3 is overvalued. Let's go with 3. Everything I do. Okay, average transaction fee, $20 or above is overvalued apparently. I mean, dude, this is all stuff I got from months ago, so let's see here. $20 or more is overvalued. All right, let's see. Oh, shit. Yeah, I have like an ulcer in my mouth. It's really distracting me. It's really annoying. All right, $20 overvalued. Yeah, okay. How do I overlay this with price? Like, can I overlay this with price? Or do I have to just manually look at the... Okay, I don't know where I got this from, but let's look at $20. 2024, 11th of March. Yep, 25. 2023. Yeah, but nah, bro, because in 2024, you know, like let's look at the inauguration. You know, that's when ETH did like a triple top or some shit. Nah, bro, $5. Nah, I can't use this one. That's not fair comparison. I mean, this is ETH, but still, I mean, it did a double top in. Okay, let's look here. It was $6, dude. Nah, I can't do this. I mean, okay, how about we say above $8 is like we're getting there. Like, let's look here. $8, you know, 10, $8. I'm not gonna say overvalued, but okay, here's what I'll do. Overvalued, sure, but for above 8, start being very cautious, de-risk. All right, there you go. That's more fair. That's a more fair thing to say, you know. Especially if around that time it was only $6. So let's say 8. You know, yeah. All right. Alongside the above, for individual coins themselves, do conservative Fibonacci expansion targets, set resistance levels to de-risk. Same thing for small caps. La da 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 da. All right, miscellaneous. Look up for events that genuinely blow your mind or usually surprise you. Events you can't believe are happening, find absolutely hilarious or ridiculous. Peanut, for example, the coin about a fucking squirrel hit 2.4 billion market cap. It was getting shielded by Elon Trump. It topped, and then Sol had a massive top just 7 days later. Excellent liquidity type of event. Trump launched his own meme coin. It pumped massively. They made retail believe that there were, you know, they made the masses believe that retail was about to enter, but they were the retail. They were the excellent liquidity, huge top signal in hindsight. Yeah. So that's the thing. The Trump launch, even when that happened back then, no one, I couldn't believe it. So like, that's just a top signal, man. Yeah. Whenever you see an event occur that seem like they will attract many people, it's often just an excellent liquidity play by whales. Big liquidity events like huge rug pulls, Euphoria is in because products are reaching unnecessary, unrealistic evaluations. Yeah. When very important players like CZ are turning bullish stuff and prices are resistance areas, treat markets with huge caution. Do not risk into the FOMO. When the masses seem to really respect and care about crypto again and absolutely die hard love Trump again, that'll basically be the top sign. Lol. CZ knowingly said at the top on 19th of January that FOMO was only just starting. Hilarious. And to think I used to be stupid enough to see bullish tweets like this and actually believe it. 4.4 million views, but they're all on the same side of the trade. Yeah, that was never going to work out. Dude, I'm spitting facts here, man. That's fucked. The FOMO is just starting on the 19th of January. That's crazy, man. It just shows you. Gotta pay attention. Treat the public views of elites as clues for what they're actually telling you. I really like that. Pay attention to Watch Your Guru News, Ash Crypto News, Cointelegraph News. Yeah, because they're all just people that retail just follow. So you want to do the opposite of retail, basically, you know? So let's see here. Well, here comes the 1 billion targets. 1 million targets.
To 600 billion. If you ask me, Apple Computer is going to $2,000 a share, right? I mean, I'd be very, very long that company. Whoever's selling that stock must be a moron, right? I mean, this is a company that's going to actually have 4 billion devices out there. If they roll them over once every 4 years, they're going to sell 1 billion devices a year. And the thing that people they don't get, right? You either get it or you don't get it. I'm going to come back to your PC question. I don't know a lot about PCs. I bought 10,000, 20,000 PCs in my life. I got 3,000 sitting underneath my desks. You put a Dell computer underneath a desk, you don't care that it's loud and it's hot and it's a power hog and it's ugly and it's heavy and it's like an ugly beige cabinet with screws showing. You don't give a down. I mean, people have got 10,000 a year and the entire society will go.
3 powerful reading the
Yikes, yeah. So this one I'm going to add to my tracking list. I think they're already in it. Are they? No, they're not tracking. So in this, that's the thing. Like in these episodes from now on, when like I start doing just like the more clips sort of thing, one thing that we'll do is we'll go through the lists. List 1 or tracking. And so in this tracking list, it's basically, can I see it manually myself? Or lists, here we go. So tracking. So here you can see all of the accounts that I'm following. And this is just what I want clues from. Like I want clues from these guys. These guys are going to give clues in their posts. You know, indirectly. As I said here, man, like treat the public views of elites, mainstream media, etc., as clues for what they're actually telling you. There you go. So if fucking everything's going parabolic and then CZ says the firm is only just starting, well then there you go. Upward spiral, Adrian Titzman. Bro, this is like Elon's alt as well. And it's funny because Elon's Musk account on Twitter has hundreds of millions of followers, whereas this one, his alt only has 250k. And I'm pretty sure I know his other old account as well, which is Timeless Martian. I'll show you. Yeah, when I found it, I had 5k followers, now it's 7.5. Yeah. Yeah, him again talking about gaming. He's been saying gaming's gonna be a narrative. You know, he's been hinting at it a lot on like his alt on his main Twitter as well. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Don't try and anticipate the direction of the market's reaction based on news. The direction will already be hinted by liquidity that is taken. Wow. Don't try and anticipate the direction of the market's reaction based on the news. The direction will already be hinted by liquidity that is taken. Look at mining companies' PA diversions of the Bitcoin dominance. Onic approach to the stablecoin supply ratio. Yeah, nah. Huge volume days on exit liquidity opportunity as well, especially volume day, all-time high days. For example, day one, the coin has 2 million volume, which is the most it's ever had in a day. E.g., if one day a coin has 2 million volume, which is the most I've ever had in a, which is the most it's ever had in a day, that's the risk opportunity. Yeah, okay. So yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying here is like if a coin randomly, or even not randomly, but like if there's news, whatever. But if it ever has like a huge volume day, that's actually that's exit liquidity opportunity. That's an exit liquidity opportunity. 100%, always, for sure. So yeah, man, we actually just went through everything. So that's a breakdown of like everything I plan on actually tracking. You know, throughout this alt season, throughout this bull run that we're experiencing right now, live as we speak. And yeah, hoping that it translates into our alts. I'm now gonna drop a video on, you know, my holds, you know what I'm holding, and really excited, man. Really excited, very optimistic. Let's do it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and talk soon.